broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news updates from all over the province. This is the news at 12. For the local scene, Albay's Palit Basura program is set to expand next year following its success in numerous barangays. Environmental specialist or management specialist Micah A. Suarez said the initiative will aim to increase the number of participating barangays while encouraging more communities to exchange recyclable waste for essential goods. Barangay 4 in Piodoran recently became the 17th beneficiary under the said program. The provincial government aims to reach even more communities in 2026, promoting wider participation and stronger waste management practices. Officials hope that continued expansion and community engagement will further establish the program as one of Albay's most effective environmental initiatives. Meanwhile, the Department of Agriculture's Philippine Rice Research Institute recently led a workshop in Camaligal Bay to strengthen climate-smart agriculture policies in the province. The policy brokering session provided a platform for key stakeholders to review proposed adaptation plans crafted by the Climate Smart Map team. The workshop also ensures that science-based strategies are integrated into local policy frameworks, helping communities better adapt to climate risks. DA Philrice and its partners emphasize their commitment to building a resilient and climate-ready agriculture sector in Albay. The findings from the said workshop will be translated into actionable policies to help farmers mitigate the effects of changing climate patterns and supporting sustainable farming across the Bicol region. In the national scene, labor group Nagkaisa is calling on the Office of the Ombudsman to investigate the transfer of 60 billion pesos in PhilHealth funds to the National Treasury. The Supreme Court recently struck down the transfer as unconstitutional, voiding a Department of Finance circular that ordered 89.9 billion pesos remitted. It ordered the return of 60 billion pesos already moved and blocked the transfer of the remaining 29.9 billion pesos. The court did not rule on alleged criminal liability of former Finance Secretary and now Executive Secretary Ralph Recto, noting the petition was not the proper legal remedy. It also found that President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. did not commit a grave abuse of discretion in certifying the 2024 budget as urgent, and justices said Recto acted in good faith. Still, Kaisa wants a fact-finding probe to identify approved, implemented, and benefited from the funds, linking them to questionable infrastructure projects. The group also seeks a separate review of the 107 billion pesos in Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation funds transferred under the 2024 budget. Nagkaisa stressed that health and insurance trust funds should not be used for infrastructure spending. Meanwhile, the Sandigan Bayan has acquitted former Philippine National Police Chief Alan Purisima and 16 others of graft charges over an alleged irregular courier service deal entered into in 2011. In an 83-page decision dated December 5 and released on Sunday, the 6th Division ruled that the prosecution failed to prove their guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The court found that the police officials did not act with a manifest partiality, evident bad faith, or gross negligence in accrediting Warefast Documentary Agency Incorporated. As the PNP's courier service provider, it also found no evidence of conspiracy between the officers and the private individuals involved. The Sandigan Bayan noted that the Memorandum of Agreement signed in May 2011 was never implemented and therefore could not serve as a basis for a violation of the Anti-Graft and also the Corrupt Practices Act. It further ruled that no unwarranted benefit was given to Warefast and no undue injury was caused to the PNP. The court ordered that release of the accused cash bonds and lifted all hold departure orders. The graft case was also filed before the Sandigan Bayan in May 2016. In another story, Transport Group Manibela announced a 3-day strike from December 9 to 11, citing continued government inaction on long-standing concerns affecting jeepney drivers. Despite President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s directive for the Department of Transportation to look into drivers' complaints, the group said that the situation on the ground remains unresolved. Drivers face sudden license suspensions, arbitrary fines, and bureaucratic corruption in some land transportation offices. Delays in the issuance of documents and franchise renewals have left thousands unable to work, while penalties continue to be imposed. Manibela Chair Mar Valbuena described the strike as a last resort after years of being ignored by the authorities, emphasizing that earlier action from the LTFRB, DOTR, and LTO could have been prevented the protest and its impact on commuters. The group also rejected claims framing government attention as a seasonal gesture, noting that drivers provide essential daily service. Manibela's main demand is a fair and timely renewal of jeepney franchises, stressing that issues are systematic and urgent and that drivers will continue to press for meaningful reforms. For the news outside the country, in New York, the United States, Israel, and Qatar held a high-level meeting on Sunday, months after an Israeli airstrike in Doha targeting Hamas leaders failed. The meeting, hosted by U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff, included Israel's Mossad chief David Barnea and the senior Qatari official. Officials say the talks focused on implementing the Gaza ceasefire, which remains fragile with both Israel and Hamas accusing each other of violations. Qatar and Egypt recently called for Israeli troop withdrawal and an international stabilization force to support the agreement. The September 9 Israeli strike in Doha killed 6 people and sparked international criticism, while Prime Minister Netanyahu later apologized to Qatari leaders at U.S. President Trump's urging. In another story, Japan has summoned China's ambassador after Chinese military aircraft blocked radar onto Japanese fighter jets near the main island of Okinawa. Japanese officials called the action dangerous and requested measures to prevent similar incidents in the future. The incident comes during a period of heightened tensions between Tokyo and Beijing, following remarks by Japanese Prime Minister Sanei Takaichi about the possibility of military action if Taiwan were attacked. The Chinese Navy stated that Japan's account did not reflect the facts. Radar locking is used for targeting and tracking, and such incidents carry the potential for escalation. The event highlights security concerns in the east of China Sea, where both countries maintain military presence, and Japan's response reflects its focus on airspace while security is pursuing diplomatic engagements. And in a final news update, Thai and Cambodian forces have escalated fighting along their shared border, with multiple exchanges of fire reported. The conflict began on Sunday, December 7, when Cambodian troops attacked Thai positions in the area. On Monday, December 8, clashes resumed in Nam Yuen district in the province of Ubon Ratchan. Cambodian forces opened fire with small arms and indirect weapons at around 5:05 a.m. Later in the Chongbuk area, Thai borders or soldiers came under attack after supporting fire weapons, resulting in 1 soldier killed and 4 wounded. In response, Thai forces have launched airstrikes targeting Cambodian military positions at Chong Anam. And Thai officials say these strikes aim to suppress artillery and aerial attacks against their troops after Cambodian positions had previously targeted Anupong Base, causing casualties. Thai authorities continue to evacuate civilians from affected areas, emphasizing that all actions are conducted under established rules of agreement. That ends our news at 12 for today, December 9, 2025. We'll be back tomorrow for more news updates. Thanks to our News at 12 writers, LJ Lorejo and Nayumi Hernandez. On the technical side, we have Chad Bobis. This has been your anchor, Cherry Mae Dacoro, pitching in for Sir Greg Haliare. Thank you for subscribing.
Isang pinagpalang at masayang Pasko sa lahat ng Albayano. Sa pagdiriwang nating ng Kapaskuhan, panahon ng pag-ibig, pag-asa at pasasalamat, naway mapuno ng kapayapaan ang ating mga puso at ng mainit na samahan ang bawat tahanan. Ang Pasko ay paalala ng kahalagahan ng pagkakaisa, malasakit at paglilingkod, mga pagpapahalaga matagal nang nakaugat sa puso ng bawat Albayano. Naway magdala ang Pasko ng masaganang biyaya sa bawat pamilya, panibagong lakas sa ating mga komunidad at patuloy na gabay at karunungan para sa pamunuan ng ating probinsya. Tanggapin natin ang darating na taon na may tapang, pagkakaisa at iisang hangarin para sa kaunlaran at kapayapaan. Mula kay Board Member Das Maronilla ng 3 Distrito ng Albay, maligayang Pasko at manigong bagong taon sa lahat ng Albayano.
Ako po ang sendong lingkod, Board Member Manny Kulaway Ribaya, kan 3rd District ni Albay. Kaibang sa kuyang mahal na agom, si Doktora Eva Lopez Ribaya, asin ang bilog kong pamilya. Minabati sa inyong amin, nin maugmang kapaskuhan, asin masaganang bagong taon, mga namumutan niya mong mga Albayanos. Lugod ang pagselebrar niyato kan kapaskuhan, maging sentro ang pagrundom sa lambang saro, na nangaipo asin magtarbangan kita para sa mga pagtao ng pag-asa sa kapwa. Sa giraray, taos puso akong minabati sa inyong amin. Maugmang Pasko asin masaganang bagong taon. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!